Hello, everyone. This is Miss June here from Pusat Tuition A.Learning Star. Today, I would like to share one of my topic with all of you. And the topic that I'm going to share about is how to identify children with special needs. So there will be three categories that I want to share with you. The first one is autistic spectrum disorder, or we call it as ASD, and the second one will be ADHD, attention deficit and hyperactive disorder, and the last one will be learning difficulties, or we call it dyslexia. Okay, come, let's see the first group. Okay, the first type that I'll be talking about is autism spectrum disorder. Okay, parents and teachers, have you ever wondered why some of the children in class is different from others? Or parents, do you have feelings that why is the younger boy different from the brother? Because the brother get used to talk at the very early age of 2, he can say papa or mama, but now my boy is 3 years old, but he's still not talking. Other red flags the teacher might notice: he only wants to be alone at the corner. He doesn't want to join in the group during the circle time. So here I would like to share some of the signs and symptoms, the red flags that parents and teachers should take note for autism spectrum disorder, or we call it in short ASD. So the first very obvious behavior to take note is the repetitive behavior, especially in arranging numbers and alphabet. As you can see, this boy, he's very obsessed with alphabets. He would arrange each letter with a very specific spacing between them. And another boy with ASD is very obsessed with number. He have to take out the number and turn it a few ways, and then before he go to the next number. This is another boy who is obsessed with flashcard. He will arrange from A to Z with appropriate certain spacing that he has to be very organized. And some other older ASD boy who can spell words, they will tend to spell only certain words to repetitively every day. The second red flag or symptoms that are very obvious in ASD children is the lack of social skill. This means they do not have the pretend play skill. They cannot take up the mouse and say hello to pretend this is a phone. They will rather have limited interest in the things that they play. They just want to arrange things in order. For example, you can see in the photo here, they will arrange their food in order. Some kids might arrange toys, car, transportation. They have no interest about other people around them. They will just prefer to play by themselves. So if parents, if you notice this behavior, then you should take note. Okay. Other sign and symptom is the unusual reaction to the sound, the 5 senses. Let's say the lighting, is it too bright or too dim? The textures of the shirt, and smelling and the taste. As you can see, this boy here, he's very afraid of the sound of vacuum. Whenever he hear a loud vacuuming sound, he will cover his ears. Some other example would be the hair dryer. When mommy is blowing hair with a hair dryer, then it just very disturbing to them. And in the second picture, as you can see, have the fear of wearing socks because of the texture. Some other, you may notice, they have only a few shirts to change with. They have to repetitively wearing the same shirt. Okay, because they have the preferences to the certain texture. Some children with ASD will prefer to smell all the things, even like marker pen, they will smell because they have the sensory processing disorder. Okay, and autistic children also tend to have frequent tantrums because they have lack of speech and they hardly express what they want. Therefore, children with ADHD has a higher tendency of throwing tantrums. They are easily melt down. So in summary, here are the 10 early signs of autism. So parents and teachers, you really have to identify, is your child having difficulties and struggling in the daily living skill, and also how he communicate with you. At a very early age of about 2 or 3 years old, you should be able to detect some of the symptoms already. So moving on, the next type of special needs that I'll be talking about is the ADHD. We call it attention deficit hyperactive disorder. There are 3 categories in ADHD. So the first category will be inattentive type. For children with ADHD, fall under the inattentive type. That means they have a lot of time daydreaming, especially in classroom. Teacher is talking, don't focus or pay attention to what is the teacher talking about. They get distracted easily when, let's say, the aeroplane is passing by. Ooh, the sound is very loud. They will just, hey, that's more interesting. So they don't seem to be listening all time. So when teacher is talking about next week, we are going to have spelling the word, please copy from the board. So he might miss out the important messages from the teachers. Also, they have problem organizing information. Say teacher is giving multiple instructions, take out the BM book and turn to page 39, write your name, write the date. Children with ADHD or inattentive have no idea what are you talking about. Therefore, teacher will label them as lazy or just don't want to study. But instead, they are actually having a problem in inattention. And they also dislike tasks, especially homework that need them to think with effort. It's just too hard for them. The second category of ADHD, which is the hyperactivity type. This type of children, they just have to move constantly, running around, jumping, excessive energy. They just can't sit down and relax and play quietly by themselves. They just have to move, okay? And they also likes to talk. Okay, and the third category under ADHD is the impulsivity. They just cannot wait until somebody has finished talking, and then they also have problem taking turn and also answering before the question is finished. But they also have their own strength. Children with ADHD are very creative. They are smart in terms of problem solving. Parents, again, if your child, especially boy, is very active, then you will need to pay attention whether they fall under this category. Okay. The last type that I will be covering for today of special needs children is those who have learning disability, or more specifically, we call it dyslexia. Okay. Children with dyslexia have problem in reading and writing. This is a very good example for parents and teachers to experience why children with dyslexia are afraid of reading, because they see the text in the book, especially on the white background, moving like a wave. So they have difficulty controlling their mental to read fluently. Sometimes they will see the word like terbalik or mirror image. So therefore, they have also difficulty in writing and spelling. For example, 4 years old children should be able to write A to Z in sequence. But children with dyslexia often struggle and they have the delay in writing because they just don't like to see words. If you ask them to copy, if you can see the letter S is like number 2, the letter W is look like the letter M. Okay, if parents and teachers think that they make careless mistake or they are not hardworking enough, they just ignore. When they turn to 5 years old, teacher asks them to copy from the board. For example, Bahasa Malaysia, ini pencil. This is what a typical children with dyslexia will do. So this boy, he is writing the small letter I and then N and then big letter I without appropriate spacing in between. And then this is actually backward, writing backward, LESNEP. And then again, the P is look like letter number 9. Another example, 7 years old boy exercise book. So I have a tortoise. He's supposed to correct the grammar and become and also to copy the word tortoise, but it become TORISE. Is missing some of the word in between. Again, if we miss out this important piece of information that our children actually need help, but we do not know how to help them because we were just thinking he just made a careless mistake, he is not careful enough. Therefore, the child will have very low self-esteem. The tendency of dropping out from school is very high. So my objective today is to spread the awareness with teachers and parents. If your child is struggle in reading and writing, he might be falling under the category of learning disability. So parents should be aware. So thank you so much for being with me today. I hope this sharing session has been beneficial to all of you, and I hope that early identification of these special needs will help them to grow differently in terms of their learning and development. Thank you so much.